helping women with invisible illnesses realize that you can still lead a pretty healthy and active lifestyle. It's just not going to be the one that you had envisioned for yourself, but time marches on. What the hell else are you going to do about it? Sitting around feeling sorry for yourself is just not a winning strategy. Oh, y'all gonna have to be patient with me today. Holy free holies, do I feel terrible? um, yeah, I said this the other day too. I usually have an idea of what's kicked off a flare. Um, I don't have a clue. I have absolutely no idea what has pissed off the fibro demon so bad, but good Lord, I'm getting my ass kicked. What? Life goes on, what do you do? I just try to make the best of it. But it's actually a pretty good segue into today's topic. One thing I had to learn was I had to start building better habits. I didn't have a lot of positive habits when I started dealing with all of this. And your attitude becomes very self-fulfilling. So I had to figure it out. This information, by the way, is from lifehack.org. So here are some habits that you really should drop right away. Number one, stop dwelling in the past. I used to be the world champion at this, but you know what? You don't live there anymore. You can't fix it. Whatever you did that you are so ashamed of, so embarrassed of, so upset about, you're going to have to find a way to come to terms with it and let it go because you can't change it. Logically, you know that. But it overshadowed me for the longest time. It's just been the last few years that I'm not I'm not proud of a lot of the things that I did, but I can't be ashamed of them really either because I did the best I could with the coping skills that I had available at the time, which just weren't very good. Number 2, you need to let go of toxic relationships. A simple litmus test that you should adopt for other people: do they lift you up? If they don't, why are they in your life? Now, I know sometimes we can't kindly, gently ease somebody out of our life. Sometimes we have to deal. Maybe it's a family member. Maybe I used to have a coworker who was just horrible to deal with. She was so awful, but I couldn't cut her out of my life. I had to set boundaries and I had to change my approach to dealing with her. That's what you're going to have to do. Is this stuff easy? No. If people are used to walking all over you, and all of a sudden you set boundaries, you're going to get a ton of pushback. But it's your mental health, so it's up to you to figure this out and to stand up for what you need. You need to not be treated like crap is what you need. Number 3, stop making excuses. Yeah, I'm good at this. Look, having health issues up to my eyeballs, I have an excuse to get out of anything. Very few people in my life will push me because one of my friends, I got mad at her one day and I was like, girl, you're supposed to be holding me accountable and I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do. And you're just telling me it's okay. And she's like, Court, I love you. I can tell you're suffering. How am I going to push you when I know you're suffering? Okay, that's fair. I can't be upset at people about that. But I have to stop hiding behind my illness. Yes, it's illnesses because I have more than one because I'm lucky that way. Yes, they can be very valid reasons not to do things. Yes, they can be very valid reasons not to engage with other people, but I use it as an excuse. I hide behind my health issues so much. But you know what an excuse is? It's just a lie that you tell yourself. You're trying to protect your fragile little ego from something. It'll get over it. Stop making, at least, you know what? At least be honest with yourself. Um, Years ago, a good friend of mine came to me and said, does it piss you off when people give you excuses why they don't exercise? Now, this isn't something that I would just offer to somebody that didn't ask. If I saw somebody making an excuse, say on social media, or someone came to me and made an excuse in person, I'm not going to bust their chops. It's not my business. But Oh my God, I completely lost my point. I hate it when that happens. Gosh damn it. I knew the brain fog was bad today. Well, we're just going to pretend that didn't happen and move forward. Look, it's not too late to get your shit together and to make your life better. Are you going to have a perfect life? No, nobody does. But stop hiding behind your excuses. Quit letting your fragile little ego stop you from living your life. You only have one shot at this. Number 4, stop trying to fit in. Gosh, when I was younger, I tried so freaking hard to fit in. And you know what? I never did. Why? Because I tried too hard. I finally just got to the point of to hell with everybody. This is who I am, and you either like it or you don't. And guess what? The people who like me, they found me. The people who don't like me, well, who gives a damn about them anyway? They're just they're just white noise. It's just background noise. But stop trying to fit in. You're not going to make yourself happy. You're never going to fit in because it's unnatural. People know when you're being fake. Just be you. If you don't like who you are, fix it. It's that simple and that complicated. Number 5, stop beating yourself up. This is absolutely pointless. It's not going to change anything. It's not going to get you anywhere. It just puts you into a really bad place mentally. Again, if you're not happy with your life, fix it. What are you unhappy with? Is it, I don't know, maybe it's your job, maybe it's your family, maybe it's your church. I don't know. But if you're not happy, you're the only person who can fix it. No one else can fix any of this for you. You have to do it for yourself. Number 6, boy, this is ironic to talk about this morning. You have to fix your lousy sleep habits, says the woman who got less than 4 hours of sleep, and it took me a really long time to get that much. Um, you have to fix your sleep. Sleep has such a tremendous impact on literally everything that you do, from how you're going to be able to show up in the world, from what kind of temperament you're going to have for the day, to what kind of foods you're going to crave for the day. It seriously it impacts your hunger, your feeling of feeling full. There's a word, but I can't think of it. It's right there, but I can't get it right now. But bad sleep has an impact on everything that you do. You should limit your screen time. Try to turn off your screens at least 30 minutes prior to bedtime. You need to keep your room cool, dark, and quiet. Now, dark, when I'm in Texas, a dark room is not a problem. In Alaska, it's a problem. In the summertime, it's a big problem. I have blackout curtains in my bedroom, but I don't have blackout curtains everywhere else. And there's still enough light that gets in around the curtains that it bothers me. So I, not always, but I usually wear a sleep mask. And when I do, I sleep a lot better. But with my fibromyalgia, I get these weird tactile things. So sometimes I can wear the mask and other times I can't tolerate it. But cool, dark, and quiet is really crucial for your sleep. Number 7, stop letting fear run your life. What the hell are you so afraid of? I mean, truly, most of what we build up is this big fear in our mind. It's just our little silly egos. Maybe you have to make a presentation and you're terrified. What if you bomb? What if you fall flat on your face and you embarrass yourself? Okay. Well, what if you do? Have you ever asked yourself, what if I go out there and I kick ass and I knock this out of the park and I blow everybody's minds? That's equally as possible, right? But we always latch on to that negative. You can't you can't look all this crap that we build up in our heads. How often has any of that stuff ever come to pass for you? Probably not very often. Recognize it for what it is. And you can learn. If you got to do a presentation, do some deep breathing exercises right before you go out there. Make sure you know your material. Luck favors the prepared. But Stop letting fear run your life. You only have one go at this. Do you really want to get into old age? Oh shit, I'm an old age now. I am. I think I'm a senior citizen. Holy crap. Anyway, do you really want to get into your old age and think, boy, I wish I would have done more. I wish I would not have I'll tell you one thing I used to really do, and it was terrible when I lived in California. I was heavier than I am now, and I hated the way I looked. Not enough to accept any responsibility and fix the problem, mind you, but enough that I hid behind that. I let that fear of being judged. Most of the judgment was from myself, but I let it stop me from doing things. And it's once in a while, I don't do it often, but once in a while, I'll think back to the time I spent down there, and it's like, man, I was invited to do so many cool things, and I passed them up because of my stupid fears, because of my silly little ego. And you know what? I really wish I would have memories of those things, even if it was a horrible day. You can usually find a funny story, even out of a bad day. And now I just have memories of me sitting around feeling sorry for myself for a problem, frankly, that I could have fixed. So there you go. Stop letting fear run your life. You don't want to do this to yourself. Number 8, I'm terrible about this too. Stop keeping old, unusable items. I am the most sentimental, sappy ass person on the planet. I really am. And I have things that I have a box out in the shed, which obviously shows you how much I'm using that stuff. I never had kids. That box has pictures that kids I used to babysit for drew me. Do y'all have any idea how long it has been since I've babysat on a regular basis? It's been a very long damn time. But it's hard for me to let that stuff go because I am sentimental. And those are the only kinds of those pictures I'm ever going to have. But I obviously don't care too damn much about them, or they wouldn't be in a box out in the shed. So what I need to do is go through that box, and anything that really does strike a sentimental chord, I need to just take a picture of it and eliminate the box. I don't need that stuff. If I did, it wouldn't be sitting in a damn box in the shed, and y'all don't even want to know how long it's been out in that shed. So stop keeping that stuff. I used to have this little figurine that my grandma gave me. My grandma gave me a ton of, this was my dad's mom. They both gave me a ton of cool stuff, but this particular thing was from my dad's mom. I have so many other things from her that represent a lot more our relationship and her love, like handmade things. And I didn't even really like the little figurine. And it took me over 20 years to be able to let it go because I felt guilty. But I finally realized, because someone planted the seed in my head, but this doesn't bring me joy. And grandma wouldn't want me to keep something in my house. And all it did, honestly, it made me feel guilty because I didn't like it very much. Oh, but I can't get rid of it because grandma gave it to me. And one day I just really could hear my grandma's voice in my head. So why on earth are you keeping that thing? Get rid of it. I have plenty of other really cool things to remember my grandma by. Anyway, finally, number 9, bad habit you really need to let go of: comparisons. Stop comparing yourself to other people. You have absolutely no idea what goes on behind closed doors. You have no idea what demons they're facing. You don't. Even if you think you know somebody really well, you don't know. You only know what they've chosen to share with you. If you really have to, if you can't stop yourself from comparisons, then compare yourself to someone who's a lot less fortunate than you are. Not so you can be all, oh, I'm so wonderful. Absolutely not. But so you can remember, you know what? Maybe things are a little rough right now, but look how lucky I am. Look how blessed that I am. Y'all, if I didn't have that kind of attitude, I would go freaking nuts. Because this health stuff, it drives me crazy. Especially when I look at my friends. I I love to exercise. If I were physically capable, I would exercise so much more than I do. But it's just not an option. I can't compare myself to my friends who can go to the gym all the time. That's not my life. So anyway, I don't even want to go down that rabbit trail because that's been really flipping frustrating too lately. Anyway, that's all I have. I hope you all have a wonderful afternoon, and I will be back Wednesday around 11 o'clock. I'll ask